Here's the current lineup of tips at OTDefense.com. Gonna have 3 more out in August of 2017. So real quick, wanted to demo the difference in materials and heat that you can apply. So I've got a 25 watt wood burner here and then a 30 watt. This is a Glock chop frame, obviously. So light touch, goes in just fine. A little bit lighter touch even. Results are roughly the same. Hard to tell in this, but the 30 watt is actually like melts the material a little bit faster, obviously, and then a little bit more so to the point where it's not as crisp of a texture as the 25 watt did. Same thing on a Palmer 80. So here's the 25 watt. I've never stippled one of these before. So a little bit of bubbling on the edges, but nice and crisp with the 25. And with a 30, notice the bubbling on the edges. It's kind of more of a flowing effect. And then again, it kind of has a smoother texture to it in a sense, not quite as grippy. And here we have a garter Palmer frame for an airsoft gun. This is with the 30 watt. So again, kind of that flowing effect. .25 watt. Still doesn't stipple quite as crisp as a Glock does. There's a little bit more of the bubbling on the edges. Keep in mind that different tips, obviously the tip size is going to change things, and we're going to look at that here next. So what I was using was just the 20 LPI waffle tip, so a 1/4 inch around. And next we'll look at what the 16 LPI waffle tip does, which is basically 3/16 inch. Okay, so coming in with the 16 LPI waffle tip here now, and 25 watt wood burner. So nice crisp look. You can see where the valleys of the tips are making really well defined lines here on it. And then here's with the 30 watt wood burner. So still burning quite a bit faster. And you can see the 30 watt row on the bottom, 25 watt row on the top. Overall crisper look on a Glock frame with the 25 watt with both tip sizes. So here we have the Palmer 80, 25 watt. Take a little bit longer to burn into. Doesn't burn quite the same as the Glock. Definitely not as pretty with the 30 watt, in my opinion. Offers a little smoother texture though, if that's something that you're after. And again, this is just a demo of a couple different tips, obviously. And then here's the airsoft garter frame. We've got 25 watt, making it pretty decent here. A little bit of bubbling on the edges. .25 watt again with the basket weave tip. So we'll just do a couple here to kind of give you the idea. .25 watt, nice and crisp. Here coming in with a 30 watt with the same basket weave tip here. So you can see it kind of bubbles the material a little bit more with the additional heat. With all the tips on this particular plastic, every plastic's going to burn a little bit different. So it's something that you need to kind of be aware of and practice with a little bit. So 25 watt again on the actual Glock. So again, having to do a much lighter touch because of that additional heat. Overall with that tip, it basically looks the same. With the waffle tips, we noticed a little bit more flowing on it. And then basket weave on the Palmer 80. Personally not loving the way that tip is making the texture on the gun, or on the frame. I actually like the results of the 30 watt a little bit better with this specific tip. So most users, 25 watts probably the way to go. Certain materials that are harder, like the Magpul material, unlike the Magpul PMags, you might benefit from having a 30 watt just for using on those things. But as far as Glocks, Smith & Wesson M&Ps, seemingly the Palmer 80, the 25 watt will do everything that you need it to do.